Editing is the selection and arrangement of shots and sounds. Editing is where the film really comes to life. All of the acting, writing, and cinematography finally falls into the hands of the editor, who compiles the film together in a way that is most appealing to the audience. One of the most influential films in terms of editing is 2001: A Space Odyssey. This film is very unique and is unlike almost any other film. Most of the story is actually told from the editing instead of dialogue. This is largely due to the work of director Stanley Kubrick. Kubrick, who is probably best known for his work on 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Shining, and Dr. Strangelove, loved editing and wanted to use editing in the most effective ways possible. As a result, Kubrick created 2001: A Space Odyssey to be an intentionally editing-focused film. As a matter of fact, for a film which lasts about 2.5 hours, it contains only about 40 minutes of dialogue. This film uses many different styles of editing, including continuity editing and discontinuity editing. These are best seen in the beginning of the film. Discontinuity editing can be best seen when the monkey first learns to use tools. This sequence uses aspects of the Kushlov effect by showing the monkey using a bone tool to repeatedly crush the bones of a skeleton, while we see multiple intercuts of an animal falling down. But one of the most famous uses of continuity editing is also seen at the beginning of the movie, as we move away from the monkey storyline and pioneer into space. Here we see a monkey throw a bone into the air. As it spins, the image suddenly is edited so that we are shown a satellite, showing how primitive tools lead to advanced technology. The way and the angle that the bone is thrown gives the audience a line of action that their eyes are intended to follow, so that the action has a very smooth transition. This is certainly not the only type of editing used in the film. Another important type of editing is sound editing. Sound editing is where sound is intentionally cut or added in a scene to further enhance the story. There is a stark contrast from the sounds at the beginning compared to the sounds in the rest of the film. For instance, in the film's opening monkey sequence, we are shrouded by the sounds of nature. However, in the midst of the peaceful nature of Earth, there is absolute chaos, represented by the screams and yells and hollers of the monkeys. The entire beginning of the film has no other sounds than monkeys yelling as loud as they can and attacking one another like barbarians. In direct contrast, the space scenes are the exact opposite. The cold vacuum of space sucks out all sounds. The only sounds we hear are the peaceful melodies of classical music, occasionally accompanied by the sounds of logical humans talking to each other, softly and somewhat monotone. As a matter of fact, when there is no talking or music, we might hear some sci-fi computer sounds, but oftentimes this movie cuts out all sounds altogether to create more of an effect on the audience. This is best seen when the main character is trying to save his friend from drifting away with the help of his space pod. Due to these editing techniques, the film somewhat reminded me of the film Battleship Potemkin by Sergei Eisenstein. Both Kubrick's and Eisenstein's films focused heavily on editing and, as a result, revolutionized the film industry. In particular, the Odessa step sequence very much reminded me of Kubrick's use of editing in his film. 2001: A Space Odyssey was not at all what I had imagined. A lot of this has to do with the odd way each part of the film was edited. The film almost seemed like 3 completely different movies rolled into one, with the monkey sequence, the story of Hal, and the final cosmic journey. This is due to the length of the shots in each part of the story. For the first half of the movie, it seems very slow. This is because of long, single shots and not much dialogue. By the second act, everything becomes much more hectic as the edits become faster and there's more dialogue. 2001: A Space Odyssey is truly unlike any other film that there has ever been before. and really makes one think about what a movie can be and how a movie can be affected by editing.